Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. If you are new to the channel, please do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the content we have coming out. Because today, we are finishing up Future State, at least the issues for this week. And in this video, we are going to be covering Future State, Superman, and Wonder Woman, issue number 2. If you haven't checked out Future State or issue number 1, go ahead and check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll take you to a playlist that's going to get you completely caught up on everything Future State related. Now, in the last issue, our heroes had challenged the gods themselves to a test of bravery for the fate of Earth. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. Alright everyone, so jumping into issue number 2, we pick up at the Fortress of Solitude. And Superman's waking up to an alarm going off. He's super groggy. His cells are usually telling him exactly what time of day it is. He can tell down to the nanosecond exactly where the sun's cycle is. But as it stands, he can't really feel that much. But he knows the alarm's going off. He knows the alarm means that the fortress is under attack. And so he goes out and sees what's happening, only to find Wonder Woman trying to throw a bridle on the horse belonging to the moon. And this is where Superman goes down, turns the alarm off, and lets her know like he doesn't remember anything. And she tells him like he passed out in midair and left a Superman-shaped crater on Main Street, kind of like Bugs Bunny. But luckily nobody was hurt. And they made it back to the Fortress of Solitude. And now Yara is preparing for her race against the Sun God. Because as it stands, he's sore he lost a race against Solaris. And so the Sun God is feeling his ego being struck. Who's gonna believe in a god who can't best a machine? And so Wonder Woman proposed that her and the Sun God race. That way instilling some kind of myth, a myth to be proud of. Being able to best Wonder Woman. But if Wonder Woman wins, he stands down. That was the bargain. And then Superman just tells her thank you, because Solaris's red sunlight had affected him. And in mid-conversation he stops, freaks out, doesn't realize what time it is, looks at a clock and runs. Just in time, he says. He made a promise and he has to keep it. And going into a back room, we see what looks to be like a pocket universe. Now this room is tuned to resonate through to an alternate dimension. He encountered a planet sending out a distress signal while traveling with the Legion of Superheroes in the 31st century. And there's a black hole in the heart of their galaxy. The planet was about to be pulled in, and Professor Cho helped him develop a black hole gun. He fires it, and it shoots pure and amplified forms of atomic energy. So essentially, he's been force-feeding a black hole until it throws up. It pushes the planet out of the danger zone just for a little while. But if the black hole was destroyed, it would literally collapse everything. So he has to do this again every day before 10:30 a.m. Every day could be their last. And so what we're seeing is John Kent really overworking himself. You know, their planet goes through the same things. They have almost world-ending events happening constantly, but humanity is hurting itself. Superman can feel every fraction of a degree that the planet is warming. He heard every crack of ice as permafrost turned to slush. He saw desperate people turning on one another, turning cruel, exploiting the planet's situation for profit. And humanity managed to turn it around. They managed to make a world more like something they've always wanted. And they need to hold each other accountable so that they'll always be the best versions of themselves. That's his job, to make sure that they look after everyone every day. And he believes to a point that without Superman, the world may not be able to do this. And so he's literally carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. And as they're having this conversation, Solaris and the Sun God both call out their opponents. And as Superman's about to go and fly up there and take on Solaris, we already know the outcome. The red sun is going to make him pass out again. He can't face Solaris. But he's so powerful, Superman can't ask anybody else to shoulder this burden. And Wonder Woman tells him, you know, people did survive before they had Superman. Before Clark Kent, they may have needed a kick in the butt, but people are smart. And she tells him to loosen up just a little bit. For example, she bets her brute strength is smarter than Solaris's brute strength. And so they decide to do a different plan. And this is where Superman goes to meet the sun god and says that he is going to race against the sun god. Because how would a myth fare if he had won against a race with Superman? And Wonder Woman goes to take on Solaris. And Solaris sees this as a joke at first, but this is when she grabs this energy cannon and throws it on her shoulder. And she blasts it up into the sky. And at first, Solaris is thanking her because this is pure atomic energy. It's only making Solaris stronger. But what Solaris doesn't recognize is that he's getting overloaded with power. And she tells us a story. You know, one time the Greek fates pulled her through time to the end of the universe. It was a whole Ghost of Christmas Future kind of story. It ended in a more punching than she can remember from the book. But still, the one thing that she does remember is at the end of the universe is the stars. The stars were all blue. And it was because these red dwarf suns, they had burned so hot, they exhausted all of their hydrogen. It changed their color. They were burning as hot as Solaris is currently burning, absorbing all the energy, and so the color of their sunlight was changed. And now he can no longer take on Superman with blue sun. And so with that, Solaris hightails it out of there. And with that victory secure, Superman goes ahead and ends this race with the sun god. Now that the red sun is out of the area, he now can absorb the yellow sun's energy, and he's back to full strength. And he tells the steed of the moon, thank you, and then hightails it in his Superman fashion, beating the sun god in an instant. And the sun god tells him, you must have cheated. There's no way you could have beat me. This wasn't the deal. And he says he's the sun himself. Everything that he is, everything it does, he does. And that means he is the one who powers Superman's cells. And if he wanted, he could burst them, make them explode like a piñata. And this is where Superman flies over to the sun and just punches the sun, punches the planet, and we see the sun god go flying down to Earth. And with that, our heroes have won the day. Though the sun god is trying to say that it was fought to a standstill, and Wonder Woman's very irritated by this, but Superman holds her back. And he's just like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Cool. Like, you won this battle. Or at very least, it was a standstill. Whatever you say. And so we pick up at 8:30 in Metropolis. Superman is not there, though. He's finally taken a day off. That is, at least in theory. And we see Wonder Woman arising from the universe that needs saving, only to find Superman there with breakfast. And that will be the end of this series. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This was actually not a bad story. It's really about not overburdening yourself, allowing yourself to get help from other people, not assuming that the entire weight of the world is on your shoulders. And people like Superman, especially Superman, still need to take days off, still need to take that time to themselves, and they need help from others. No matter how powerful they are, no matter how strong they think they are, it's always nice to have those around you that you care about there to help you out, to help you stand, to help you stay standing. And that's exactly what we saw from this story. This story was 100% about not taking the weight of the world on your shoulders and trying to bear it alone, because it will only cause you to end up drained and broken and diminished by the end of it. And that humanity as a whole can come together and we can carry the weight as a shared community. At least that's my takeaway from it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, check out Comic Breakdown and More podcast. If you want to support the channel in another way, we do have a Patreon. The link is down in the description. And until the next video.